Hello, I am attorney Masa Sam Foray. I am founder of the Foray firm with offices in Chicago and in Houston. And I am back again today to talk to you about all things related to immigration. Okay, so we like to answer questions for you, and today's question is a particularly interesting one. As a family law attorney and an immigration attorney, it's no secret that I have a soft spot for love and for families. And so today's question is, I'm considering either applying for a K-1 fiancé visa or for a spousal-based visa. Which option should I choose? Which route should I go? So there's honestly no right or wrong answer. Okay, those are different visa applications, different application processes, different forms that you submit, but there's no right or wrong way to go. In my head, when I hear people ask this question, what I think they're actually asking is, what's the likelihood of success? And then also, what is the time frame, the processing time frame for K-1 visa versus a spousal-based visa? So we'll definitely address that for you in this video so that you can make an informed decision. But before we move on to answering and addressing the differences and answering those two factors, let's talk about and reiterate for you about who is eligible to make this choice. So the only people who are eligible to make this choice, meaning the only people who are eligible, the only category of individuals who are eligible for both submitting a K-1 fiancé visa and a marriage-based visa are U.S. citizens. Unfortunately, U.S. green card holders at this time are not able to bring their fiancés to the United States. That may change at some point in the future, but right now, just know that that is a distinct differentiation between green card holders and U.S. citizens. You must be a U.S. citizen in order to bring your unmarried fiancé to the United States. So generally speaking, what I would say is if you are a U.S. citizen and you are trying to decide between applying for a K-1 fiancé visa or applying for a marriage-based visa or marriage-based green card, then I would definitely suggest the K-1 fiancé visa route. And that's simply put because the processing times are much shorter. So in order to be eligible to apply for a K-1 fiancé visa, I do go into some more detail in a specific video geared towards answering that, the actual question in more detail. But on a quick basis here, you have to be a U.S. citizen. You have to be eligible to marry. You have to marry within 90 days. But after you marry within 90 days, then your fiance, and imagine this is just 3 months after coming to the United States, then your fiance would be, and then turns into your wife or your husband. And so then your spouse, who has become your spouse within just 90 days of, arriving at the U.S., is then able to apply for their conditional permanent residency or their 2-year conditional green card. That road from applying for the 2-year or submitting the I-130 petition for an alien relative to getting the green card is anywhere from 3 to 10 months on average. Okay, so it's about a 3 to 10 month road process. In the meantime, as long as they have submitted, and received their employment authorization document, they can be in, their social security number, which will come, within a week or so of receiving their employment authorization document. Then, they could be working in the meantime. You guys will be living together as husband and wife in the meantime, and you'll be together within the United States. Conversely, if you have a fiance who resides in the United States, but is here on a lawful visa, a different visa. Let's say they came on a F1 student visa, and they are your fiance who resides here in the United States. You guys met in college, for instance, and you as a U.S. citizen wants to apply for that, for that fiance. Unfortunately, you cannot apply on a K-1 fiancé visa for a fiancé who is presently located in the United States. So that's another factor for a K-1 fiancé visa. That fiancé has to be a foreign fiancé that is presently located in a foreign country. And so if you have a fiancé that you met here at your local college and you guys want to get married, there is not going to be that fast track as available through the K-1 fiancé visa process if that fiancé is still living in the United States. And on the converse, or on the flip side of that, if your fiance goes back home to his or her country, depending on the country, the processing times can be anywhere from 1 to 4 years for a green card, as opposed to that 3 to 10 months for a fiance visa green card. And then in addition to that, again, USCIS is particularly sensitive to marriage-based visa fraud. And so when we talk about the rate of rejections or the rate of denials for these two different visas, the rate of rejections for a K-1 fiancé visa is significantly lower than the rate of rejection for marriage-based green cards. So the rate of rejection was about 66% under President Trump. Under President Obama, the rate of rejection for a K-1 fiancé visa was 90%. So 90%, there's been a significant drop down to 66%, but nevertheless, you know, almost 70% of K-1 fiancé visas are approved. On the flip side, about 50% of green card applications that are submitted for marriage-based, visas are denied. So marriage-based green cards, the denial rate is significantly higher than for K-1 fiancé visas. But again, K-1 fiancé visas are not an option for green card holders. Neither are they an option for fiancés who currently reside in the United States. The filing fees are negligible. I mean, there's not a big difference between the filing fees. Of course, the biometric testing fees are the same. And so the biggest differences between these two paths is really going to come in the processing time and the time frame to be able to go from, being a fiance and the road to a green card. It's just simply much faster for the K-1 fiancé visas. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's provided some information to help you make a decision between which route to take. And if you have any questions about your eligibility and which category you fall into, do reach out to a trusted immigration attorney. Take care, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.